All right, everybody, welcome to the show. Don't drink the orange juice, right? I don't know what you're talking about, lag, but it's usually nothing good.
There's orange juice?
I don't know.
I don't like orange juice.
Tactical Z, Jack's Life, snowing in Spokane. That's why you leave.
So this morning, it is, I think it's like 60 degrees outside right now. This afternoon, it's going to be 30 and snowing.
We're not getting
Welcome to Ohio.
We've got a 30 degree. I think everybody's getting the same 30-degree drop. It's howling out there like Phoebe mad at the neighbor dog. It's terrible.
We had a pretty rough thunderstorm yesterday. Ooh, and then last night again.
So we got white tree sales. We got Mr. Phil, quite breezy. I guess he's cleaning up a tree. Look, I'm there. Woohoo! Flip it good. Good morning, Chastity. Mike Seller. Hey, good morning, Gary. David M. Hey, good morning, buddy. I just saw your message. I'm the world's worst on message, David, by the way. Hey, Anissa. The first Robin here at Podunk, Pennsylvania. So I've been up. I got up and I'm like, man, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna do my shipping. So I've shipped 14 items this morning. Even been to the storage building to get one of them or two of them. And hey, John's Atomic. Good morning, Elmer. And I'm like, all right, I got 20 minutes, man. I did great. I'm gonna go over to the show. Oh, wait a minute, there's no computer over. Hey, Mike, what's up? Greatest picker in America. Good morning. And I'm like, I can either go inside and get the MacBook, or y'all have seen this before. The $9 HP Pavilion. I'm like, it's over there in the way in the shipping center. I was trying to figure out what to do with it. I took the i3 to the auction yesterday or Monday morning. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put that. It's a desktop. Guess what? I'm gonna put it on the desk. And so by the time you have given it permission and all this crazy mess, you restart it because it won't find the microphone in the video. I'm like, I need more ports. So I grabbed this little thing and nothing plugged into this is working.
It's hilarious.
Little things are pulling out. I'm like,
I needed more ports on the back of mine the other day, and the only hub that I had was a Guitar Hero one. And it works. That's the funny part. I plugged it into the back of the Mac, and I've got my keyboard plugged into it, and I don't remember what else, but it worked.
I'm trying to get one. This is a Bluetooth keyboard. It's been trying to connect for the last 10 minutes. It's not. Oh, wait a minute. I plug it in.
Let's try. Is that an Apple?
Yeah.
You should be able to plug it right in.
I think it'll plug in. If I connect it with the cable, it'll plug in. Let's go check see the progress now.
I don't like that keyboard. I have the same one. I don't care for it.
Well,
that's why I'm using a 1999 iMac.
So if you guys
want to know something funny, the power button still works on this thing.
They resell very well. I think the keyboard's $25-30. If you see these, you find them at yard sales. There's several different models, and so you just have to figure out which one you have.
Mine has the keypad.
It'll tell you right there. God, you got to be good to read that. You mean like this one?
Yeah, that's the one I was using. But after all I've had it 3 or 4 years now. The keys lose their screen, and it's like I just don't like it because it's just the rubber underneath them. So I'd rather have an old school keyboard.
So it's just been, and then of course when you switch monitors, this was like, it was like for a blind person. The monitor was set at 200%, and so I had like each letter would take up part of the screen. I put it at 100%. It needs to go farther down than that.
See, I'm the opposite. I got to have mine up. I think mine's at 150.
Yeah, I'm not that old yet. I mean,
well, it depends on which screen. I have two. One is 100% is more than enough.
Will it not let you pick custom scaling?
That one's 150. What's this one set at?
Between 100 and 150, but I just want 75.
I'm at 110 on my iMac and then 150 on my other.
It will not let you do 75. All right, let's make the
Look
text
at
size.
that. I turned it up to 150. Now I can read.
Sorry, folks. Yeah,
Going
I'm a
back to
Mac.
that keyboard thing, just about any Mac keyboard or mouse is going to be worth a few bucks on eBay. The Magic Mouses go for like 30 or 40 bucks. I don't like them, but I found one at a yard sale for $5 and I've sold them for 25, 30,
So
40
this will
bucks.
be an hour show, and it will be subject to end at any point whenever I hit the button. So
It would have been funny if you ended it right there.
you got to pay attention. No, this is just a test. Yeah. So make sure you hit the thumbs up now because you don't know when the thumbs
Lag.
up. Tactical Z says the mic sounds different, good or bad.
Yeah, I noticed it too. It's a little more tinny. Not tinny is the right. Yeah, tinny is the right word, I think.
All right, let's make sure that it's not on the microphone for the.
Which Yeti do you have? Just the standard Yeti.
What about now?
That's a different sound for sure.
It had put me on the microphone for the camera. How about that?
This one's better.
Is it muffled now?
No, now you're clear.
That's
a video you should do. Why you should have a good microphone right there. The difference in the sound is.
So Bob T is disappointed with the eBay order an item, no shipment, no response, got a refund, bought the same item and still not shipped for.
Wait, you bought it? Oh, from another seller.
Bob, that's part of the problem with these platforms is they allow too much stupidity. eBay especially, they're probably going to tell that person, well, you might not have known not to do this, so do better next time. There should be some. I understand people make mistakes, and you should be allowed to make mistakes. If you have great communication and really, hey, I'm sorry about that. This is what happened. Please let me get you. You know what I mean? You should be able to overcome some of those things, but lack of communication.
The good thing though is if they haven't shipped it, you have buyer protection with eBay, and you will get your money back. I mean, it sucks to go through that. I don't have these issues with eBay sellers generally. I don't understand, but maybe it's the stuff I buy. I don't buy collectibles, and I buy keyboards and office equipment and things like that.
Okay, so me and Harlan are the same age, mostly the same music taste. I will go deeper country, and he will go K-pop. So I'll go deep one end, and he'll go deep the other. But we stay in the middle. And I'm sitting here thinking, lack of communication. That sounds like a song. Can anybody? I'm like, I know I've heard a song with that title. I know I'm not crazy. Well, I am crazy.
Demonetization. Oh, you played 3.5 seconds. You're done.
Yeah, you get 10. So if you're a child of the 80s and listen to hair metal at all, one of Rat's big songs was lack of communication.
Yeah, the biggest issue with me in the 80s is I didn't listen to any of that stuff, and everybody else in my school did. I was a country boy.
So
that didn't go down well. Let's just put it that way.
So I think we should call out bad sellers, and we could, people that don't do. But so here's where we got I got the title for this show. When things happen. So my buddy Josh Galt. So if y'all don't know, Josh Galt, due to financial circumstances, and it can happen to anybody. Ask somebody on the page up here. Made a decision that was in his best family's and his best interest to take a job. And what's the first thing another YouTuber does is just hates on him and says, oh, it's his items, it sucks. And has no clue what they're talking about. I mean, whenever somebody has got to make a different decision or might be having a little down luck or why are YouTubers who supposedly are, I do YouTube to help the community. I'm here for the community. And then you immediately start berating people. I mean, this job's and this thing is hard enough as it is without being so mean to others. will I overreact? I will overreact, and I've apologized. If I make a mistake, I'll apologize. You know, Kevin's in the chat.
Oh, I haven't apologized to Kevin yet. I'm not sure I made a mistake.
And, you know, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I try not to make it personal. But folks, if you don't know about Josh, and because he sells stuff that was different, he still sells eBay. He's not left eBay, but Canada's a different animal. And until you learn what other countries do, when you can't get a loan for a car because one of the 5 banks will not give you a loan because you don't have according to them, provable income. I mean, it's crap. He went back to work, took a job that's going to make more money than the reseller that made this thing was complaining about he was out of listings and wouldn't pay a quarter for another listing in the same freaking video. What kind of person thinks they're all high and mighty to talk about someone else when either their listings are so bad that they're out of listings and won't pay a quarter?
How new are you that you're out of listings?
And oh my God, it's hard. This shit comes back to you, and you know it's you got to be. It's hard enough if you don't protect your positivity. You know, that's what John, my buddy John, was like. Everybody go watch that video. I don't want to see it. That's just the summary from what I remember of John. I'm not going to go watch it. I'm not going to support that person. It'll just make me even madder.
You'll have to tell me who it is because I have no clue.
I can't think of his name. It's Flip something.
Somebody
in the chat can tell you what it is. Like I said, read the comments on that video. They don't disappoint. That's generally that's what my life has come down to is comments. I will watch something crazy. I'll go through Instagram Reels or something, and that'll be the craziest video. And I go like, I'll break my neck going to the comments. I have a lot of. Josh changed the way I think about some things and treating this, you know, getting better at being a business person. He's a smart guy. I have a lot of respect for him. And so I refuse to let the opinion of some small-minded individual. That's Anissa, that's who it is.
Is that his name?
Something flipping, fast talking, something flipper, fast. It should be ignorant talking flipper. Who knows?
Well, like I've said before, if you make your entire channel on dissing other people, it's probably not a good thing. There's a right way to do it. I know that Casey just did a video on that Poshmark lady who got all.
But that's not somebody.
A different thing.
That's
news.
Scamming. That is somebody who's hurting sellers and buyers. We hate those folks.
Need that kind of thing does need to be brought out, but just talking shit on somebody just because they're like me had to go out and do something else for a while, you know.
Reselling's hard, folks. You know, I think John made a video the other day talking about not everybody's going to make it to 2020, and as many people start this as quit this every day. Somebody is deciding. There is a reseller who doesn't do social media or whatever who is deciding today is their last day. And because how many times you see somebody come on and go, man, I bought out a reseller who's leaving eBay, Amazon, or whatever. Somebody had a video about that.
He's just some old dude. I've seen this guy before.
It's, you know, you got to be positive. Things happen in this business with customers that are negative. Speaking of negative, good morning, Tom. You just come right in at a great time. Your mic's not on or something.
It's all right.
I couldn't hear him.
There you go. It's all right that it wasn't
always
on.
Positive. I know you. I'm
See, it's all right that it isn't on.
I can't hear it now. Can you hear him now?
I
can't hear a word. He was saying something, and he put something on the desk, and it went away.
Try it now.
All right, you good?
Okay.
But it's tough to keep doing it. It's tough to deal with customers. It's tough. Sourcing has gotten tougher. Everything about this, but dealing with platforms has gotten tougher. And if you're not positive and concentrating on what you do, And if somebody like Josh comes along and a lot of people are following him because he's talking about the business aspect and improving yourself, and he's showing you what he's trying. And if he's not scared to put it out there, hey, this is not working, or should I do this or should I do that? I think a lot of people thought Josh was going to be the end of cross listening. He caught a lot of hate because he was on the fence about cross listening because he wanted to know that it was legitimate, that you're allowed to do it, and because it's really not listed on a policy anywhere. It's just sort of an accepted practice, And
I watched a Tech and Sports video the other day. I've never watched a Tech and Sports video.
I still haven't watched it.
Yeah, I may never again. But he said this may be your dream job, but it's still a job, and it's the hardest job you're ever going to have.
I agree with that. I need to watch.
There's a hell of a lot of truth to that video, even though I don't know anything else about the guy. I don't.
He's one of these robot resellers that was just pound out 125, 150 listens a day and built, he built a huge store and then took a lot of money, invested in other business. I should be listening to him. I don't watch resellers. I tell y'all that over and over. It's rare that.
Did you know everything?
I catch Tom because, okay, so Tom, close your ears. It's not because I think Tom's the greatest thing for reselling. I just like Tom as a person. Sorry. I hang out with Tom and Todd because I like those guys.
Right about your age,
I watched Dawn and Mary. I watched Dawn and Mary because I like Dawn and Mary. I just don't have time to watch like today, when the show ends, sometime near 9:00, whenever I just stop talking, I'm going to run to the post office and go sourcing until I can't stand the rain anymore, probably 8 or 9 hours, because it's supposed to windy and rain. So I'm going anyway. Can't go tomorrow, and Friday, don't know what's going to happen Friday. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go Wednesday. Because I listed everything I bought in the last 2 weeks. I've listed every bit of it. I'm like, this is not me. What the hell's wrong with me? I got to go buy some more.
You're ready to retire and you need to fatten up your bank account so you can do that. So you and Joni can travel.
Right.
Be the next cruise ship king.
I think the one bad thing that resellers do is they don't on YouTube especially don't show you when bad things happen. Right now I'm revamping everything I do for like the third time in like the last 18 months. You got to, somebody I know is easing back into reselling like he told you he was going to do, a little bit at a time, trying to do it better this time. I am going back to my roots, back to RA, which is where I had the most success and the most enjoyment. I've rearranged.
I walked into a store the other day and found a discontinued product that somebody told me about, and the feeling that I got was, God, I miss this, and that's my happy place, and that's where I'm working to get back to. But sometimes situations make it so you can't do it the way you want to.
Well, you've also learned a lot of lessons, and you'll do a lot different this time around.
Oh yeah, I'll make it a job instead of me sitting here doing this shit all day. I'll still be on the show,
and that's the other thing.
The rest of the week is a whole different story.
You have to know yourself. I'm very distracted, so if I'm watching a chat or watching something, I can't just put it in the background and listen. Especially if it's somebody I like, I'll participate in the chat and do whatever, and then I'll lose what I'm doing for that amount of time, and so that's another reason why. Y'all can't see it. That's an iPad right there. An old iPad Air. The one that used to stay, the one that everybody used to bitch about was in the window of the van. It's Velcro to that door back there. And there is can you see it? You can't see it. It's over there. When I was in Vegas 2 years, I guess it's almost 2 years ago, in a year and a half, I got one of those big Bose 10 sound docks, and I kept it. And so they're Bluetooth together. So I just listen to some kind of music that keeps me going or I move the TV. And now that I don't have the laptop, I can move it around. the amount of the TV on the stairs. And so I'll put some mindless on. Like I think I'm in season 3 or 4 of Burn Notice. I hadn't watched it in the last few days. Bigfoot will play or something that's just, but that doesn't require my attention. I'm out of Game of Thrones, unfortunately.
I'd say I can't. I have to have something. I just have to have music, no lyrics, just music. And I've been listening to Dr. Saxlove. He's a saxophone player, and he plays all kinds of genres. But anyway, that's what I have in the background, and it kind of like blanks out everything so I can focus on what I'm doing.
Right.
And
So
it not just with the listing, if I'm doing paperwork, if I'm doing, whatever I'm doing, working on one of my other projects, it helps me focus because it just blanks out all the background.
there are some good ones, you have to be careful and make sure that they use more people than computers, because it's against Amazon's terms of service to use computer service, strictly computer service. Imagine that. If y'all bitch about eBay. Get this. Amazon has it. It is against their terms of service to use computer programs to track them and their stupidity and go back to file and open cases to get your losses back. Imagine that, a platform that goes, we don't want to deal with being held responsible because we think that computer will open too many cases because you lose too much shit of people and have no accounting for it and no accountability for it, that we're going to make it where you're not allowed to do that. It's insane. All right, so what did I lose? What did I miss from Timothy? I might have to go back and look. I don't know. And I always have good friends. So last night was wing night, right? And we're leaving wing night. I'm walking out to the truck. I start feeling around my pockets, and I'm like, "Oh damn, I don't have car keys." we got there. Tracy and I left the store and got there, and I was doing something in the truck, doing something, and I jumped out and left the keys in the dash, in the ignition. And so Harlan was kind enough to delay his 6-month anniversary festivities to take me to get my other keys. So I definitely.
What did the Joni say when you walked in the door? Dumbass.
She screamed first because when I walked in, she was walking by the back door and I almost hit her with the door. But
Okay.
after that, she's like, I reached in because there's the key racks right inside the door. I reached in and grabbed the key. She's like, "What in the hell are you doing?" I'm like, "I locked the keys in the truck." She's like, "Why didn't you call?" I'm like, "Because Harlan's already like, come on." And so that's
Harlan's a good old asshole. You don't matter what you say about him. He's just a good old bloke. But the new cars with the key fobs and the push start, because
So
the
the van
cars got that. I love that. Because I
van-
never have to take my keys out of my pockets.
the van has the pockets. I mean, the push button, so you can't. It won't lock the doors within it.
Right.
The truck don't give a crap. The
Yeah.
truck is.
I have a Kia, so yeah. I lost my set of keys in the Goodwill bins somehow. They were sticking out of my pocket and they fell in. So somebody got a nice set of a Kia fob with some keys on it. It only had one key on it, just the car key. So luckily my wife had hers with her, but it was in the car, locked. So we had to actually, in Akron, Ohio, you lock keys in the car, you can call the police and they'll come and get them out for you if they have a guy that can do it. And that luckily that day they did. So it did cost
you can't unlock a Ford F-150. Y'all forget, mine's the XL version. Mine's not I don't have all the bells and whistles. Mine's got the vinyl floor in it to keep me when I make when I spill this Diet Coke, I can just rinse it out. I don't have the fancy truck. I just got the 4-wheel drive truck.
Steve, my youngest son's got a Kia, the little sedan, whatever it is.
Forte.
and he really likes it. And I've driven it. Besides, it feels like I'm inside
Oh, I
of a
love the
coffin
Kia.
when I drive it because I have the seat all pushed back. But it's a good little car, and
They are good cars.
I mean, I hadn't had any problems. I mean, we hadn't had any problems with it.
I can
And
tell you
they
that I
pre-
will not
and
be
Hy-
getting another Kia though.
And Hyundai and Kia have pushed a fix for that hack where people were breaking in people's cars. If you've
They
got a
actually-
Hyundai, you
like-
need to take it into the dealer and get him to push the software update.
Because I think
I already
South,
got mine done. a
like
long time ago.
California was not until they fixed it. Insurance companies were saying, "Hey, we're not going to insure these cars."
They're still saying that because Larry, who's in the chat sometimes, he just got a Kia Forte, and Progressive wouldn't insure his car. So, I think it was because of that. He told me. So, yeah.
God,
But I'm on Progressive, and it does insure me, so I don't know.
Our homeowners and the company that had our homeowners and our automobile has pulled out of North Carolina. So this happened back in December, or we got the notice, and so we've had to totally get new software. I mean, new insurance with a different carrier, and our agent was afraid we were going to go to another company because we don't use our insurance. Knock on wood. We've never had any claims on them. Roberta totaled
DoorDash, John.
Roberta totaled the Mazda on the way home.
I thought you were out DoorDashing, John.
I did. I went to Walmart.
All right.
How'd you like that?
So one thing I can tell you is what you need to be doing. Take some advice. So at the time, but we had to ride to get my keys in back. Harlan and I were talking about plans and what getting ready for yard sale season, folks. You want it to be different. You want to make plans of how you. My plans are whatever I get on Fridays and Saturdays to deal with it immediately. I still haven't cleaned that table off, but the other sides are completely clear because it's all over here now. It's figure out your processes now, lay some plans now, because we have our first decent yard sale. Well, I think we got at least three or four this weekend. So they're coming. Your area of the country will be coming behind us as well. You're going to make it different from last year, or are you going to continue to pile on, continue to struggle? It's going to. We've talked about strategy and buying different things from the auction. It's really now time to lay the groundwork for things that one of the big mistakes that I have made with the auction is as I was bringing stuff, I'm like, man, I'm gonna flip this as fast as possible. Everything I can cram into these tables, I'd have 80, 90. Damn, I thought Todd was dead. 80, 90 items. And then what happened this winter? I don't have nearly as much good stuff. And so my sales at the auction have been a struggle to get things to the auction because I crammed it all in at one time. And so, now it's going to be a much more metered response, 60, 70 items max, put out the same number every week and hold back some, knowing that, what's different than January, February? There's still good things at the auction. There's still people buying stuff. I just don't have the good enough items that get the great money. Also going to buy more expensive items to try because they hey Sugars, what's up? I've got a set of nightstands that I bought. I gave $50 for these nightstands at an estate sale. They're Thomasville and they're taller. These things are some tall nightstands. And when I looked I'm bringing up a picture of them. They were at what 110 last night when I looked at them. So it's the same thing, better items, more expensive items will get better returns. Imagine that.
Speaking of yard sales, Roberta was working from home yesterday, and she was listening to stuff on YouTube. And I don't know how it came up in her playlist, but anyway, it was a YouTube video about. Oh, those are nice.
Yeah, they've got the little trays that pull out to hold a drink or whatever.
Yeah.
They've gotten another bid. They're up to 120 now.
Wow.
Dang, that's more like dressers.
I mean, they are tall. I mean, you can see the table behind it, and they are taller than the table. There might be, I don't know if they're in table, but they are. I'm hoping they'll do closer to 200. The guy at the estate sale originally had them for 240.
For the pair.
For the pair, and then nobody bought them, so he's like, you know what? I bought them. They were too good. So that estate sale company buys the whole thing. So he's like, I took them to this next estate sale, and he put them at 160. And he had to so put them to work. He had them. He said he had them marked down on Saturday. I think $65 was a Saturday special, and I'm like, I was talking to him and trying to use my negotiating skill. I got it for $50, so I got another. My negotiating book is now free because I saved $15 on those.
And what brand did you say they were?
Thomasville.
Those should be like 200 a piece. Or
when they were new, they were. I bet they were 500 to 600 a piece new.
I bet they were too, because that's a nice size nightstand. But what I was saying was, she was watching this thing and it was talking about fashion dolls, and the whole article. I mean, the thing was about from like the 60s and the 70s and the 80s into the 90s. It seemed like every celebrity had their own doll out. You know, the boy bands, Brooke Shields, you know, all of them. And a lot of them don't even look like the person.
But a lot.
So if you find a box full of fashion dolls, be sure and go through them fast before you start chunking them to the Goodwill.
But it's a lot of that is, how do you, all these same principles apply to everything. You want to get a higher ASP on eBay, you got to, it's going to take, you know, there's always the $1 or $2 or $3 items that will go higher. But how do you consistently get $40, $50, $60 sales? You know, it's going to take $5, $10, $15, $20. It's going to take more expensive items to get the higher dollars. You know, you can much rather find like the $50 I've got now. And I think I'll let you know next week. I'm hoping they'll go for about 180. You know, and so how many items do I have to put on the table? If it's 180, I'll clear like $90. You know, how many items do I have to put on that table to make dollar items that go 8, 9, 10, which are great items, great flips. But I won't buy the big stuff because it's more expensive. And you know, know your audience, know, you know, that auction, you know, for quality items, they pay up for quality items. And same thing with eBay. You know, if you've got quality stuff. Today's a good one. My return of the week. I sold one of those Android TV boxes. It's made by KD Links. The guy returned it. He's like, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. It works fine. It's just really not what I was looking for. It didn't work for me. I've got free returns. He said, I did purchase a remote for it, so I have no use for it. So I'm gonna send a remote to you too. And so I'm like, all right. And so I listed it. You know, this is 4 or 5 weeks later. It sold again last night. I put an extra $10 on it because I had the remote, and so it sold for more this time.
That's your remote.
The free remote got me an extra 10. I mean,
that's the buyer we all want, isn't it?
It's not everybody's out there. Not every return's bad.
My son had a return this week. He sold a Joe Burrow rookie card, and he mislabeled it as a silver prism when it wasn't. It was silver. It's just not a silver prism. And the guy said, okay, this wasn't the card. And he accepted. Brand new eBay seller sells maybe 5 items a year, has free returns turned on. Why? Because that's what you do. And the buyer didn't say anything other than, I want to return this. He took it back. Good buyer, good seller.
Yeah. And that's what people get so upset about returns. And we talk about a lot of the same things. Figure out if you made a mistake first. This is not rocket science. Oh, I thought John's back there at the piano. Look at him go. It's most of the returns. I've listed something wrong. I have a part to play in it. It's something could have been listed better or something. I could have disclosed something. Generally I can look at it and find. I mean, every now and then it's just. Every now and then, okay, y'all don't be offended, but big girls don't know how big their asses are. Every now and then they think that they can put that booty in a 3X and it just won't fit. Every now and then that happens. That's why they're trying to flex these. They're trying to make it look like it's a 3X. Have y'all seen? I saw her. There's this lady who was showing on, I think it was TikTok, it might have been Instagram, how she gets dressed or whatever. It's a big old woman, and she's got this clothes that she's tucking belly in and all this crazy shit. I mean, I went right to the comments.
Yeah. I'm not watching that video. I'm just saying. Nothing wrong with the big girls. I'm just not going to watch them get dressed.
And there was one that was talking about, ladies, here's how to prevent chafing. And she's lifting up belly and doing, and the guy was doing or whatever. He goes, "What in the hell did I just watch?"
I bet you, though, that she's helping a lot of people by showing what she does to keep herself clean and healthy.
Yeah.
That's why I don't have time to watch reselling videos because
the hell, you got roaches?
This little spider decided to visit me this morning.
Step on that motherfucker.
Yeah, they're good for to have around.
Yeah, no, we get so many other bugs. I want the spiders to eat them.
Yeah, that could be an employee. You never know. But it's amazing whenever the circumstances reveal. What do I think about? Go back to the title. I have respect for someone who can make a decision that people will look and go, it's not that popular, but they make the decision for their own good. It's sometimes it's tough to make a decision. But it to me, it shows who the person truly is whenever circumstances dictate that you make a difficult decision and you make it based on who you are, what you stand for versus what you think others will think about you. So motorsports, any of you ever been through a SAD scheme, getting sued for selling a $10 used action figures? Don't know any idea what an SAD scheme is.
Yes, I have. It's when these big companies. Remember when I got named in that lawsuit?
Oh,
that's what an SAD. It's a lawsuit.
What if they can't use? They're just looking for money. What can they do about used?
What they're doing is throwing out a wide net and trying to catch the goal was legitimate for them. They're trying to catch counterfeiters. However, that net keeps getting wider and wider. And so now everybody gets pulled into it. And it's just a group of lawyers in Chicago who found a way to make money is the bottom line. But the best thing to do, contact the lawyers, say, hey, listen, this is a used item. You got it at a yard sale. I sell it. It's a one-off. I don't sell anymore. But please release me from the lawsuit. That's what I did, and I got out.
Well, the places they try to get you is that they say you can't honor the warranty, so you can't sell it new. you're doing damage to the brand because you're not a dealer that can apply the warranty. But once an item is used and there's no expectation of warranty, there's no expectation of anything, and condition is the condition you're looking at, the company should lose all rights. There are some companies that will still chase you down, like because they claim something is fake. The
best advice I can give you is contact them. Tell them what you do. It's just not you don't need a lawyer. I mean, you can get a lawyer. It's going to cost you some money. But what they're doing right now is they know that it works to get that product off of eBay or Amazon or Mercari or wherever. And so it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger for them because they make more and more and more and more money every time they add somebody new to that lawsuit. So now they're going after used sellers, which are, if you're legitimately selling a fake, okay, I get it. But most of them are. They don't care if you're selling fake or not. They're casting a wide net. And it sucks. And it's going to be the downfall of reselling if there's not some controls put on.
They need to run into the person that will either organize against it, or they need to run into somebody with deep enough pockets to strike countersuits, because essentially it's fraud.
Absolutely, don't ignore this. This is real, and you will be fined a lot of money.
It's legalized fraud through a liberal court system, and imagine that all this shit comes out of Chicago. There's a sympathetic judge there that signs all these documents, and would probably be, probably buddies with a lawyer or something. Who knows? But scary as hell when you get named in a lawsuit like that. Because for mine, they were talking several million that I would have to pay, and there's obviously no way. I sold one of it. Protect yourself. You truly need the. Amazon sellers know that Amazon requires you to carry business insurance. Folks, this is not something to play with. Peace of mind for a little bit. Somebody is.
Yep, it's grumpy.
You're gonna have to mute in and mute out. There's a terrible echo, John, through your side.
Oh, it's in.
I'll say it one more time. Here's what I did. I went in, I contacted a lawyer in Chicago, and then I decided, well, what if, because it says if you believe you're named in this lawsuit wrongfully, please contact us. And that's what I did. So I got their email, I contacted them, and I said, listen, I sell on eBay. I got this from a yard sale or a thrift store. It was a one-off item. I made sure to tell them I will never sell your product again, your brand. And a couple weeks later, I got an email said, we've released you from the lawsuit. So write it out professionally, take your time with it, and that should help you. But it's not a guarantee, obviously. If it doesn't get you out of that lawsuit, then obviously you have to get a lawyer and fight it.
Because basically these lawyers have gone judge shopping and court shopping to do all this out of Chicago. It is.
You're in one of the most liberal cities in the country,
and they count on you not being able to come up there and defend yourself and all these things. So they get a lot of default judgments. So backyard mowing is right. They can shut you down and take everything from folks. I started talking about it. Business insurance is some of the cheapest, but depending on what you sell, $50, $60, $70, $100 a month. The protection that it's absolutely insane with the craziness that
it's Vors on crack is what it is. It's the same kind of thing. Although Vors just threatens you, these people go through with it.
So the one Steve was involved in, Harlan, you remember when Steve was involved in it, because I had some of the same products that I picked up at Walgreens.
So clean,
and I ran them to the auction.
Casey recently did a video on a couple other ones. The Poop Emoji, for example. Weird, but somebody owns the rights to that. And if you're selling it on eBay, that was one of them. And there was another one that he did a video on. So
somebody owns the license or the trademark to the poop emoji.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. A lot
The physical products, maybe not the emoji. You can use it in the chat.
But people were putting it on T-shirts and everything else, and that's who
Yeah.
they were going after.
Oh yeah, and it was the same kind of lawsuit. Now people did the same thing I did, and they were able to get out of it because they were selling one-offs. They're going after counterfeiters, is what they're doing.
Well, and I've spoken to several people that I know that have gotten the, what do they call, the crickets and all this kind of stuff, and they're making products. And I keep telling them, you better not be using a licensed
You can't. That's correct.
trademark, because they will come after you and take everything you own. And they're like, no.
I mean, I've done it. Done it. I've sold, the Christmas Story stuff that I've made on my own. It's illegal. You shouldn't do it. So don't do it.
Because
they won't come after you, but Disney will.
Yeah.
You see
Disney
it with a lot
is ruthless.
You see it in a lot of Facebook groups. You see it with a lot of new sellers that will get something which they now know is counterfeit, and they want to know what to do with it.
Here's the biggest thing.
There's two answers. You can use it for personal use and know that it is, and when you're done with it, destroy it. Don't redonate it. Don't, maybe somebody else. I'll just sell it at a yard sale. If it is a known fake, understand that you're not allowed to sell a known fake. Ever. It doesn't matter if you've used it, and it doesn't matter if you disclose it as fake. You're still somebody's rights have been violated, and their patents and everything else. The only correct answer is enjoy the use of it. You now own it for personal use. You really can't get in trouble because you have it, but destroy it when you're done with it, because there's no other answer. Take it out of the retail system.
What was it a couple months ago? Luke Combs, the lady was making stuff, and the thing is, he didn't even know that she was sued. They've hired people to do this for them, and they're ruthless. He isn't. He let her sell her stuff now, but Disney ain't gonna allow that, And you're gonna get big shit. Don't even sell it on Facebook Marketplace. Don't do it. Not even at a local flea market. I've seen them come after that.
Steamboat Willie from Disney.
You can use him.
You see him in everything now. I mean, it was like soon as he went into public domain, everybody and their brother has got Steamboat Willie slapped on something.
But you can only use it in that particular context. You can't use it in any other context. You can't use Mickey in any other iteration.
Right.
Just Steamboat
Willie.
Right. It is illegal. Secondhand stores, you can't sell it fake no matter what. Not that it's used, not that it's new. You can't sell fake.
I don't also expect them to know that it's fake. They're just putting out product, but they could get in trouble for it legally if somebody were to press that.
Roman, you can sell fake desks as long as they look just like Todd's.
That's an important issue that you all should know about, is those sad lawsuits. Look it up. Watch some videos on it. It's scary stuff.
But it's important of continuing your education in this business, understanding that when something is very important and how to take something serious. A Vors Letter, if you're an Amazon seller and you get a Vors Letter, it's easy to deal with. People ask all the time. You ignore them, you sell out whatever you've got, you move on to a different whatever, and don't buy that anymore. Will they ever come at you? I don't want to take the chance of them coming after me. So if I get one of their products, I'll just
done some research on Vors, and they've, as far as I can tell, have never gone after anybody in the court.
There are one or two they've come after.
Are y'all saying Glories?
Vors.
Vorys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a law firm out of Columbus, Ohio. And they don't tell their clients that the clients can just, file for brand registry on Amazon. Instead, they send out threatening letters to everybody because it makes them money. That's all it is.
People are so concerned about, I guess it was 4 or 5 months ago, whenever they were right after eBay bought the company that talks about whether verification company, and they were taking down hats and all these other things. And how dare eBay do this and do that? This is why, folks. This is, you've got these YouTubers that will tell you, I just relisted to something else. This hat is legit. I know it's when you can't. eBay just got in trouble for allowing peel machines to be sold because they didn't track who they went to. I think it was $56 million fine. How much promoted listens do we have to pay for a $56 million fine?
What kind of peel machine?
Yes, it would take powder and make it into pills.
Oh,
capsules.
Oh shit!
It's actual tablets. It makes tablets. Not
Well, you got a bunch to sell there, Tom?
Oh no, I was just thinking,
Now you can't buy one, Tom. Sorry.
No, back in the wild west of the 70s, people were buying illegal substances that was cut with battery acid and damn, all kinds of stuff. Could you imagine what you could do with a damn pill maker?
Well, there's a lot of legitimate purposes too. I know, like I said before, my sister-in-law uses it to make her own herbal medicines. But yes, there are some illegitimate reasons.
So Joanna, the machine, it was not that the machines are legal. Where eBay screwed up was there's paperwork that has to be filed. They track everybody that has them. It's treated, for the most part, it's treated similar to the way they treat firearms. Firearms, every time you buy a firearm, it's recorded and all that craziness. And so, they're trying to, if somebody buys 15 or 20 of those things, they might come visit you. It's
just that we can't sell them anymore. They can still be sold. They just have to follow regulations. So,
Jeremy, an additional 10-cent fee on every sale, that'll do it. I am so upset about the eBay's 10 cents.
I'm done. I quit.
I'm telling you right now, we should protest. Everybody should just take down your stores right now. In protest.
Please do that, because I've already passed it on to the customer, figured out that my margins went down because my
shut down your stores.
Went down. So take down your stores, because I raised my prices on average about 45 cents and said, screw it, I'm going to make profit too.
Damn it, John.
You've already fixed it for the next price increase.
I'm trying to get people to quit. Stop it.
Hey, anybody know where my quote came from?
The thoughts in my head. So I think about that every day.
It would be a great way to end this show as John goes to explain it. Just hit the end button.
Well, you gave it for a homework assignment, so that's where it came from.
I can't get my books. I got to find a better source of audio.
That's what I need to do.
My library is.
I need to get before I leave town. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I'm gonna get my library card tomorrow.
That is from Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Hey Siri, remind me tomorrow to get the library card. Damn it.
Hey Siri, play Wheels on the Bus.
Hey Siri, remind me tomorrow to get a library card.
What do you want to be reminded about?
Get a library card tomorrow.
What do you want to be reminded about?
I hate Siri.
There's two phones in here. The other phone's picking up.
Alexa is so much better than Siri. Now, I heard that Apple is now working on that, but Siri sucks. I'm sorry.
That would be correct. Reminders.
We don't have any of those snooping devices in our house.
Do you have a phone?
Yeah.
Then you have that device in your house.
I'm talking about the ones that's like the
Siri's
Alexas
on
and stuff like that.
It's on your phone.
Your phone is listening to you, Tom.
Okay, whatever.
Put on your tinfoil hat.
It is listening to you all the time.
Yeah, but we discount how difficult this business is, and there's so much to it. It is not just, so I watched a couple people last few days, few weeks, trying to, and Marcus last night was talking about trying to, build into Whatnot and get a following Whatnot and do things because he wants to make it easier to eliminate the listing process. And I didn't have the heart to tell him that the good Whatnot people actually list their items in the auction format so you can see it.
Yeah,
it does make sense. Yeah,
the ones that just go live and show and start showing stuff, do they have the same success as the ones who actually take the time to? I'd be there's got to be a way to get that kind of information. I'm sure Whatnot tracks it. The sellers that set the auction up versus the ones that just go willy nilly. Which ones have a higher?
If you go to a live auction, do you want to go look and preview? I always preview a live auction when I go. I go an hour early just to look at the stuff.
I think it depends on the
concept.
I think it depends on the product you're selling, because if you're selling like the couple from Texas, they're going to that the bins, buying clothes and selling them, right outside the damn door.
My time is worth much more to me than to sit there and watch what somebody else. You know what I mean? If I can go through and preview it, I'm much more apt to watch that one because I know there's something there. There's not, I find that as a huge waste of time. I can't be the only one.
You're going to get more money that way because there's guys like us out here who are going to research what you're selling, and then we're going to know exactly what bid to put on that thing. Well, and we might be willing to bid more than somebody who randomly shows up at your show.
People like I was following a guy on Whatnot that sold bike stuff and actually sold him some stuff. He puts like a week before he's doing his Whatnot, he puts all his items out there so people can look at them. And when he's doing his Whatnot, it's like, okay, this is item 1. This is a big girl's bike seat. We're going to start the bidding at this price. And I mean, it's not like who wants to buy this tissue that I've sneezed into, that type of thing. And I think that's, I think it's the type of product people are selling, because if you're selling more of kind of like that bike seat I just talked about is $150. I think it gives people the opportunity that's, trading cards, all that kind of stuff. It gives them an opportunity to see what you got ahead of time and, get into the action other than just going there, sitting there waiting to see what the next item is.
So Michigan Girl, that's pre-list and Whatnot and have pre-sales, and you also give people opportunity to put bids on items, so you're at least going to be guaranteed so much if you run that item. All right, so I have a good news, bad news situation. I'll give y'all the chat 20 seconds to answer. You want the good news or the bad news first?
I think I already know. I'm on to you, Scott.
This is
you go back into the fast food business.
Oh hell no.
that would be certainly bad news.
So Kent wins. Kent said bad news. So I talked to Phil the other day, and we have decided that there's not going to be a Nashville meetup this summer.
That is correct.
We have decided that it's too much work, and y'all are not worth it. So there you go.
Or that somebody else is doing it. And
okay, we really didn't decide that.
I didn't want people to think.
Feels like you're not going to believe this. Nashville Flippers are already having a Nashville meetup on April 26th to the 28th. They've already laid out the restaurants and planning and all the stuff, and it's free like ours would have been. And so I'm like, dude, I'll just tell everybody about the. And so I reached out to Ray. I'm like, dude, I'll promote yours. I'll tell everybody about Nashville. So it's going to be that Friday, Saturday, Sunday. He's got an introductory video. If you feel the Nashville Flippers, go to his channel. One of his last videos talks about it. Phil's got it right. Phil's got the Facebook group right there.
Phil's always around.
I know, Phil. And y'all don't realize how much.
Please
work
go
it is
look. Please
to put
go
it
support
together,
these
even
guys.
if it's not much. And so, come join us. I'll be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
I probably won't this year.
It's going to be a good time. I know Friday, the restaurants are outstanding. Hattie B's, that's wonderful hot chicken. Martin's Barbecue is Joni and our favorite barbecue place. They've got several locations in Nashville. Really good food. The flea market is open that weekend. I will not be participating in the flea market though because I'll be going to yard sales. I know the flea market's overpriced. Some flea markets are really good. Nashville used to be good, but they are. Harlan went last week and bought like 4 things. So it's lurking Phil. Yeah. Note to self, talk nice about Phil. So yeah, make sure you if you're interested, join their Facebook group, watch the video. He spends about 15 minutes telling you all about it and all the plans of where they're going, what they're doing. It sounds like a lot of fun. Hotel in Goodlettsville. Everybody's
same hotel.
The Holiday Inn Express. No, it's one across the street.
Oh,
the Holiday Inn
okay.
Express is across the street.
I did like the hotel that we used to use. It was, because it had the big lobby and everybody could get together. I don't know if the Holiday Inn's like that.
Glenn, if you're there, I will. I'll put a seat in the back. So
I have to disagree with Roman about the Nashville bins being good. Those are the worst bins I've ever been to. Hot, dirty. Ugh.
So they are doing the bin. One of the things is the bins, and I don't know if they're going to the new bins or the old bins.
Oh, there's a new bins?
There's
the old bins. Oh my God, that place.
One that's about 2-3 years old. It's outside of town, and there's the one that's downtown. That's
the one I'm talking about, downtown one.
Just
It's in like this old warehouse type building, and it's
just imagine if you lived down by the river and didn't take a bath for like 3 weeks and wanted to see what your tank smelled like. That's what it smells like in there.
That was my very first Goodwill bin experience too. It was like, no, we didn't stay there very long. It was just so hot in
there. The new bins are. Harlan and I went in there. We didn't buy anything. I bought several things of the old ones, but bins are just not my scene. But I'll be there to hang out. Man, I got sales on both platforms. What?
I got a sale on Amazon this morning. After
So
we started
if
the
you
show.
got any, the weather will be great. I can't guarantee it's not going to rain, but late
Keep
April.
their name and they show up.
Late. There we go. Nashville Flippers. Hey, here's the. If you want to come tell us about it, I'll stay on for a couple more minutes if one of you guys wants to come on. But I'm telling you, it's going to be a good time. It'll be a lot of really good people. The one thing I can tell you about all these events, and this one is very affordable because there's no interest fee. It's just your lodging, your travel, lodging, and food. It's focused on the important part of all these meetups. If you want to hear anything about theory, you can find YouTube videos on whatever. Somebody's going to tell you about how to do something. But to meet someone in person and to spend some time with them, that really personally answer questions, because it's really hard on a YouTube show to do a lot of one-offs, and answer questions and thoroughly answer questions. And it's amazing spending time with fellow resellers. What you can learn, the experience is invaluable. I think,
Phil already dropped a group link, didn't he?
Phil already dropped the group link.
Why don't we have them on next week? You guys got time to come on next week, at least for a little bit?
Oh, shit, I was supposed to send the link out today. Collins, I apologize, Collins. My memory is short term. Damn it. I was supposed to send it to Collins. Remember his wife was on about a month ago talking to a local. I'll reach out to you guys. I haven't even joined the Facebook group.
I wish I could go. I really do. Even my wife, we enjoyed. Hey, it's Sue.
Hey, Sue.
Darkness. Or maybe not. There she is.
Whee!
Okay, I heard Martin's barbecue. I'm in.
I so wish I could come. I so wish I could.
Oh my God, that's the best barbecue. And
I'll
I don't
be on
care.
a
I'm going to
29
cheat off
date.
my diet.
John will be on a cruise somewhere.
Are we serious?
I'll be on a 29-day cruise.
Oh hell, go dude!
Roman,
That's
are you
also-
coming down?
That's also
Huh?
my birthday, April 26th.
Hi, Sue.
Roman, you need to get together and do a Cleveland area meetup.
It's a lot of work. I appreciate.
I know. That's why I've never done it.
It's this is the easy part. I'll tell people every week till then. Don't forget Nashville. This is the easy part, telling people about it. It's all the work behind the scenes. And there's an event for every day, multiple events every single day. So if you can't do them all, you can just pick and choose. There's because like I said, I'm not doing. You can okay. So if you don't like the bins, you can play yard sales in the morning and then run to the flea market, which is near the bins. I mean, because the flea market is all day too. So once you meet up with a group of folks, I'm telling you, the time the important part is you're running around and have a good time, but the at night at the hotels when people are just sitting around talking, you can't imagine the knowledge you'll gain. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, so what's one of the things I've told people about for years? You've got to have a group of people around you. Make friends with resellers because you need somebody you can reach out, ask questions to, or ask questions of you, and you can build friendships. And these friendships, these business friendships and personal friendships, really can help you move your business and motivate your business. I'm going out sourcing today, and there's no telling how long I'm going to talk to Jennifer. She just said hello to y'all this morning. We are both trying to motivate each other to get our businesses back to where we want them to be and performing. How do you do that? Find somebody that likes the same things you enjoy the time, and you guys can help motivate each other, positive on each side. Sharing what you buy because there's so much out there. You live in different areas. I mean, you can't.
And don't expect to sleep too much.
Not in Nashville, no.
Because we just were up talking, I don't know how late.
We had a good time though, didn't we, Sue?
Such a good time.
Yeah.
And then that second year, my granddaughter was born. I had to rush and leave to go to Texas.
Yeah. We I got together with Pat Dees and Kevin the Tennessee Picker and Shane, and we all went bowling and just something like that. I mean, it was just fun. You just did it.
Also, you learn about other people's businesses. I can't remember their names, but those two really nice guys who did the car parts.
Oh yeah, Chris.
Chris.
Yeah.
Chris might do that. Chris is that dude is crazy as hell.
Yeah, he is.
Their business. It was so amazing what they did.
That's what Sue just said about she can't remember their names is the reason. If anybody's planning on attending this thing, they need to have some business cards in their pocket and give everybody you talk to a business card.
I'm telling you, Chris lives in Toledo, Ohio. We saw him. We saw him in Cincinnati. He's still crazy as hell.
But they went in the pouring rain to the junkyard to get parts and stuff. I mean,
and, the other guy is in Pennsylvania. I can't remember his. Last name is David.
Yeah, wasn't it David or something? Yeah.
He won an eBay award. His Instagram is Blood on the Airbag. He won one of the $10,000 awards from eBay. You meet very smart people. It's
but the other thing too is it just shows you what Scott talks about pretty much every week. People can be successful and have all different kinds of businesses or run their business a different way. There isn't one way to do eBay. There isn't one way to do reselling. I can do it this way, you can do it that way, and we can both be successfll.
But
You
those,
don't
those
have to
guys
copy
were,
the person on YouTube.
those guys were a perfect example. Chris would go to the salvage yards and pull all these parts that he sold all these parts. Dave would buy the whole car and part out one car at a time.
Right, Dave.
They-
That's
yeah,
yes.
They both sold the same stuff, completely different
Yeah.
ways. It was amazing to see two guys doing the same stuff their own way. It's one of those years. The brothers came.
Yeah, that was the year I had the baby.
Oh, I
the-
spent hours talking to those guys.
Man,
They're the nicest guys.
Steve and Sean, the
Griffin
Thrift brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the best.
I talked to them more at the Green Room meetup than I did in Cincinnati, but they're the nicest guys.
If you want to talk to some characters, they were sourcing in a Corvette. When we saw them in Texas, they had driven the Lightning truck, sourced the whole way down and shipped and carried on.
What about the guy? What about he used to be in the chat all the time, Texas something that we met in the Green Room meetup. Were you there that year, Scott? We met him in the parking lot at the restaurant.
I went 2 years. How many years do they have the meetup in?
Oh, a lot of maybe 5 or 6, but this was right at the end.
We went
Darn,
to.
I can't remember. I can't remember words today. So
I went to the last 2.
Barry was there. Said Swamp Picker says Santa Claus is even there. Yeah, Barry is a hell of a dude. I love Barry.
Right.
Barry and I have developed a personal friendship since then, and every time I go down to Hickory, he lives near there, and so we hang out.
But it is. I mean, even if you don't go to learn stuff, it's just so fun.
But it's amazing, the people you will meet. You never know, how many times in the chat people go, "Oh, but beer, there's nobody around me that does it." I'll be talking to Jennifer.
Surprised.
She lives in Charlotte. That's 9 hours away, folks.
Well, and I met you, Scott, in Chicago.
Oh yeah.
And you live in Huntsville. I live in Atlanta. But I have a friend.
But
a
in
really
Charlotte,
good.
but when I was in Chicago, I lived in North Carolina at the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't even know that. I guess.
lived in Wilmington. I had not moved here yet.
Well, and so I have a really good friend on Instagram that I've never met. She lives in South Texas, and we talk pretty regularly. And she's got a really good. She's Honey Place on. And she finds the coolest stuff. Totally different than what I find.
I did a podcast with a friend of mine, not reselling related, but this is for friendship. It took us 8 years to get together. And then we ended the podcast. It's not because we got together, but I still talk to him at least once a week, And
we also talk about how lonely this business is. So this is a great way to get coworkers. That's what I just was talking to Jason Clark. I don't know if you guys know him, but I had some not great news with my health or whatever last week, and he had sent me a message and we talked a little bit, and now I totally forgot what I was going to say about it.
Hey, I sent you a message that you didn't even know it.
Oh, me?
Yeah, I sent you a message.
Oh, on Instagram, on FB.
I the one person I know who's fought your fight. I'm like, Jody calls through today.
Oh yeah, she did call me.
I'm like, I don't know what to say, and I've never fought cancer, but you guys have both fought the same demon. So I'm like, I pointed that out to Johnny. I'm like, Johnny, please reach out to Sue today.
Yeah, she did right away. She was the first one that called me.
Networking can be the most important thing for your business without you even realizing it. I mean, when Scott and I got together, we met in Philadelphia area. I lived there at the time, but we've been friends for what, 10 years, Scott?
It's pushing 10 years, yeah.
And we have traded ideas back and forth. He's called me when we were out there on Black Friday weekend, telling me about stuff he found that I didn't even know about. We've gone back and forth. Networking is extremely important, and it's in all aspects of your life. Sue's going through some difficult times with cancer coming back. So Scott told his wife, "Hey, get on the phone and talk to Sue." So I mean, there's more to it than just reselling.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, even if you don't go to talk about reselling, it's a great time at the meetup. It's fun.
Shit, we went down, met John somewhere in an unnamed place in Ohio, and that was probably the funnest time my wife and I ever had. And how much? I mean, we talk reselling, but it was more just to get away, do stuff with somebody, you know.
But it's
Well, I'm going to sign up for that meetup, and I'm going to do everything I can to go. So, hope to see
I wish I could. I really wish I
anybody
could.
there.
yeah. So make sure you join the Facebook group.
I'll do that right now.
I will talk to my wife.
I'm not in it yet. My request hasn't been approved. They're still vetting my membership.
Oh,
Hey, Phil, or somebody can you or Nashville Flippers, if you can, post that link again so that people can see it.
and Anissa, you come down. It's your birthday too. We have the same birthday.
I called myself.
I know I could probably afford. Actually, I've been saving up money for a just because fund, and I got quite a few dollars in there. So maybe we'll see. I got to remember where my focus is right now, and it unfortunately isn't reselling. So thank you, Phil.
I got to take
Thank you,
this
Beard.
call. I'll see you later. You
Yeah,
guys have a great day.
I told him I was going to surprise ending, but we're almost. Harlan said let him talk to his wife. It was it was your 6-month anniversary last night. Did you pop the question?
Bye, guys.
All right, I joined.
I would tell you the joke I made, but it's not appropriate. It's terrible. But yeah, I'll definitely reach out. I'll see about getting you guys on here next week. It's because I watched the video. Let me see if I can put my hands on the video. It does a good job explaining.
Oh, I got to say, the last time I went to Nashville, and I can't remember who. I can't remember who sold them to me, but I bought Volkswagen windows from a guy because they know I'm into Volkswagen.
Oh, wow.
And I held on the rear windows. They were pop outs, which are hard to come by, original. And I last year sold those for $450.
Wow.
When he sold them to me, they weren't worth nearly that much. But as the restoration trend continues on these older cars, that kind of stuff increases in value and sometimes significant. I gave him 50. I'll tell you, I gave him $50 for the windows because they weren't worth much more than that.
Wow.
So there's the video. I think me and Phil, the one I posted is is Ray going over everything, all the plans, and I'm sure other things could be added. There's so much there's you get enough people there, you can. Man, Nashville's a blast, fun downtown. You want to learn RA sourcing. I can make that happen. We can spend a couple hours somewhere showing you how I process things. I mean, we can do anything.
And just the food is worth it. They have great food there.
The food is outstanding.
Just visiting Sue in her hotel room and going over.
Wait, that doesn't sound good, Steve.
No, I'm not finished yet. My wife's in it with me. She has remember she
wait, so there
was already ready for. Oh, no, come on now.
Now
she was ready for bed.
This could be a video.
Marcia was ready for, but we just sat there and talked about a certain thing you were sourcing.
And Paul knows about this.
It was.
Well,
I guess
who
I
knows?
shouldn't have mentioned any of it.
But yeah, I think I had gone to Ollie's, and I just had
Ollie's.
piles.
I didn't know if you're still doing that, so I didn't want to.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it was an Ollie's thing that you were looking at, And
But I've
I
heard
had a hard time understanding Ollie's, and you sat there and explained to us what you were doing, and then we never did get together and go to Ollie's. Remember,
yeah.
because
I'm
you
telling
went because you had to leave for your.
Some of the most
Yeah.
fun times have been hanging out. I had one of my most memorable times ever hanging out with Sue.
Oh yeah,
When I was going through the Walmart in the cart.
Oh God. Because he had a kickball injury.
They tried to kill me playing kickball, and I was sourcing in the Walmart
From the cart.
from the cart. I mean, I'm telling you, you can't imagine. You want to find a way to get yourself fired up for the summer slowdown. You know, spend some time with. You'll be motivated when you leave there. You'll have lots of ideas. You'll have ideas to revamp your business. I mean, I'm telling you right now, the things that you will learn and the experience will be absolutely amazing. I mean, this is coming from somebody who's a freaking introvert. I'll be there. A lot of you will have to talk to me. Please remember that I'm an introvert in person. Sorry, and I'm not lying. Anybody who's met me in person,
he is a huge introvert.
but it's you will meet so many people. It's for everybody. I'm telling you, come to Nashville. All right, the weather just said there's a thunderstorm warning and I'm going sourcing anyway.
I'm also
Yeah, we've got high wind advisory in Atlanta today.
Harlan is an introvert too, so yeah, good luck not talking to Harlan.
Especially if he's had a couple, you know.
Wait, and it's
But it's different, Brian. If I somebody that I know, or especially through there's a knowledge through YouTube, but it's somebody who's brand new that there'll be people that are in here that will come to the meetup, and I don't know their names, and they'll say, "Hey, I've been watching you for years." I would not walk up to someone I didn't know. I just am that way. I don't know why.
Oh, and when people walk up that he doesn't recognize, freaks him out. I've been in ASD where there's like creepers in here that never say anything.
oh, it's the
And going,
bearded picker.
oh, it's Scott. It's the bearded picker. Oh, yeah. And he freaks out, man. He does not like that at all.
I've got used to it. It's okay.
But he's an introvert until you start talking to him about reselling. Then he'll talk.
Just wear something in Alabama, and I'll talk to you.
Or give him a gummy.
if I make it, I'll be sitting in the corner. You'll have to approach me. Well, or I'll be talking to Sue or Scott.
All right,
I usually hide. I'm not very outgoing in public.
All right, so I'm headed out sourcing everyone. It's great talking to you guys. Great seeing you. I'll be back Friday night. You can catch John before me. Flipping ain't easy. He said he was gonna get up this morning. I guess he's still asleep. He does it's 5 o'clock Central, so whatever that is for y'all's time. And I'm usually 7 o'clock Central.
Just one more thing before you go. I start radiation next Tuesday for 5 days, so prayers are appreciated.
Absolutely.
You got ours.
Thanks. I know I do, but it's just the more the better.
I'll ask you a question as we go. What happened to Josh's videos? Remember, he went back to work. He went and took a big job in the real world, and sometimes companies prefer that you not have a social media imprint. So he did not delete his videos. He just put them all private. There's some employers ask that you scrub your social media. So, all right, roll tide.
Sweetwater out.
Next time y'all get a win.